In order to be prepared for higher education, we need to take a glimpse into the world through the eyes of those living it. Hi, I'm your host, Ashreya Sirivol. I have questions about the future, which is why I am going to deep dive into the journeys of college students and graduates, exploring the majors and paths they've chosen. Welcome to Scholar Stories, the podcast, where we bring you practical advice and inspiring stories. Today, we'll welcome Amelia Mappus, a high school graduate of Ursuline Academy in Dallas, Texas. She was deeply engaged in extracurricular activities relating to performance arts, academics, and service. She will begin her freshman year at New York University Tisch this fall, majoring in drama. Angelina Jolie, Anne Hathaway, Adam Sandler, Lady Gaga, and more all went to Tisch. So starting off, Amelia, are you proud of yourself?
Hi, Ashreya. Thank you for inviting me. And yes, I am proud of myself. This has been a very long and stressful process, and I'm very impressed that I was able to confidently get through these auditions and have some success.
Yeah, you should be proud. Can you tell us about what a drama major entails and what inspired you to pursue drama at New York University?
Sure. So a drama major can look very different depending on the school you attend. The general similarity I've seen between the schools I auditioned for is that each program focuses on preparing you for the performance aspect of the career, as well as the business aspect, since you have to brand yourself as a performer. At NYU specifically, I will be taking classes about theater behind the scenes, where I will learn about lighting and costuming, and I will also learn different acting methods, audition techniques, and how to market myself. NYU itself is well known for its drama program. Many people audition, and honestly, I didn't think I would get in, but I auditioned because when you are trying for collegiate theater programs, you just have to cast a wide net and try for things even if you think you won't get it.
Yeah, drama sounds super interesting and fun. Can you share a little bit about the application process for Tisch and how it's different from applying to other majors at NYU? Because you mentioned that you needed to audition.
So first, I had to apply academically to NYU, but then I added in the application that I wanted to audition for the drama program. I signed up for an audition slot, flew out to Chicago, sang 2 songs, and performed 2 monologues and had an interview. NYU looks at both academics and talent when choosing students for the drama program, so my academic application was the same as any other students would be. I just also had to audition.
Yeah, so was choosing NYU and drama a straightforward decision, or did you have multiple options for majors and colleges?
It was pretty straightforward. The moment I got my acceptance letter, I knew I couldn't pass up NYU because it is one of the best acting programs. It is also one of the few drama programs that I did get into. I applied and auditioned to many, but was accepted into only a small amount of theater programs, and NYU was the perfect performance option for me. I was academically accepted into some good schools, so that did provide some conflict, but I ended up sticking with drama.
I know your decision was the right choice. What career path are you aiming for through drama?
Currently, I'm looking at Broadway as my goal, but I'm open to any options I get. I'll act in movies, touring shows, and anything really, and I may even look at becoming a director or producer one day.
That's really cool. Now, let's keep talking about performance and focus on your extracurriculars. I already know that you are very involved in performance arts, especially competitive dance and singing. Can you share a little bit about those experiences and how you liked the competitive environment?
Yeah, so I've danced since I was 3 years old, and I started to dance competitively when I was in the 3rd grade, so around 8 or 9. I've done solos, duos, trios, group dances, and I've done many styles, including point, tap, ballet, jazz, musical theater, and hip hop. Some dance competitions I've participated in include StarQuest, Starbound, Elevation, and Encore. Most were in the DFW area, but some were in San Antonio, Austin, and even Orlando. I loved competing with my dance studio, Studio 3 Dance. It was like a family for me, and I will miss Studio 3 so much when I'm in New York. I have also taken voice lessons at Edelweiss Music School since the 5th grade, and I competed in voice competitions with the Texas Federation of Music. I enjoyed it a lot and did quite well, winning All-State winner 4 times.
Wow, it's amazing that you won those awesome prizes, especially because you've been singing and dancing since you're really young, and those competitions are really reputed. On top of singing and dance, I know that you're also an amazing actor. Have you acted in any plays in school?
I've only acted in school. I started in middle school and kept going through high school. I acted in over 10 shows at Ursuline Academy, and I even worked backstage in about 5. But other than that, I've really stuck to school and I haven't decided to act outside. I know some people do things like NTPA or Dallas Children's Theater, but I really decided to keep it within my school.
Yeah, even without watching those plays, I know you did amazing in your performances at school. Moving on from performance arts, I know that you are super involved in service. Were you in any service groups, and what was your experience in them?
Yeah, so I volunteered with my dance studio, Studio 3, with Girl Scouts and with Dallas Children's Health. I love to serve, and working with these organizations has been life-changing. At Studio 3, I volunteered with the special needs class and used my Girl Scout Gold Award to buy an AED or automatic external defibrillator for the studio, as well as raise awareness for kids with special needs. And at Children's Health, I walked patients and their families up to their rooms, and with these experiences, I met a wide variety of people and learned a lot about myself and how I love to use my passions to help others.
Yeah, it's super great that you love to help people. Can you explain a little bit about your high school service award, the Ursuline Education Award for Service, and how you earned it?
Yeah, so I was really honored to be awarded the Ursuline Education Award for Service. And I was told that I was awarded it because of my work on my Girl Scout Silver Award. I had worked with the Prosthetic Foundation based in San Antonio to purchase a prosthetic leg for someone in need by hosting Girl Scout fundraisers focused on prosthetic engineering.
Wow, that is a great accomplishment. So, speaking of Ursuline and high school, have you held any leadership roles throughout your high school years?
Yeah, so I was a part of the National Honor Society chapter at Ursuline. I was vice president of the Thespian Society Ursuline chapter. I was dance captain for the musical in my junior year. I directed a one act this year in the senior one acts, and I was a student mentor for girls who had transferred into Ursuline.
Wow, that is a lot of leadership roles. So, did you take the SAT and any AP classes during high school? And do you think it helped with applying to colleges?
hmm So I did take the ACT and SAT and AP tests. Personally, I think they did help me with my application process. Some performers who are going into drama say that they don't, but my scores actually made me more competitive for programs like NYU's. And with my AP scores, I'll be able to get some credits out of the way to make it easier for me to have other minors.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, especially because a lot of people think that academics don't matter for BFA programs. Other than academics, did you take any college counseling for the arts outside of school? And how did that benefit your college application?
So lots of people do decide to take that route. Personally, I didn't necessarily do a long-term college counseling for the arts. I do think that would have been beneficial, but for me, I did some short-term lessons with audition coaches, and I did think that helped a lot with my process.
Yeah. So now for some more fun questions. What are some of your hobbies or interests that you enjoy during your free time?
So for a long time, all I did was act, sing, and dance. Like it was kind of the focus that I had. But then I started to look at some sports. I found that I really enjoy softball, and I hope to maybe do a recreational team someday. I also really enjoy reading. Whenever I get the chance, I will always sit down with a good book, and I really hope that I have lots of time, especially on my plane ride to New York, to get some good reading in.
Yeah, I also love reading, and softball is a really fun sport.
Mhm.
So, who are some of the people who have inspired you most throughout your journey and why?
Well, I have a lot of amazing people to look up to. Like you mentioned, a few people who went to Tisch earlier in the session, like Lady Gaga and Adam Sandler. They're all so cool and they've really been an inspiration. But I think the person who influenced me the most was actually my mom. Um, Without her, I don't really think I would have been able to get any of my auditions done confidently. She was always in my back corner, hyping me up, and she really was a godsend for me. And I will forever be grateful for her for that.
Yeah, family is super nice. So, after experiencing high school and getting into an awesome college, what advice would you give to high school students who have different passions? And how were you able to balance all of your activities?
I think the thing that comes to mind is to just remain confident in yourself. And when you have doubtful thoughts, you just need to push them away and recognize your worth because you really are worth all the hard work you put in and all the steps that you take to become the best you can be are all worth it. And although some people may say that the things you're pursuing don't necessarily make sense, especially for me with drama, a lot of people don't think that it will be a beneficial career path for me. But I just want to let all people know that whatever they are passionate about is something that will eventually work out in the end. And I hope that we can all have confidence in whatever paths we take.
That's really great advice. As we near the end of the podcast, is there anything else you'd like to share with our listeners about your journey or any final words of encouragement?
I just want to say that, like, we just need to take one step at a time and live life to the fullest. Even when things get tough, we need to recognize that hard work is the definite way to go. And even if things get tough or if we struggle, we just have to recognize that we can do it. And I hope that I leave you with the confidence to do that today.
Yeah, those are some really inspirational words. Finally, to end on an entertaining note, what's your favorite Broadway show?
Oh my goodness, there's so many good ones. Right now, I would have to say Ride the Cyclone. I went to watch it once when I was auditioning at some of the colleges, and I got to see some college kids put it on, and it was so well done. And I hope to see it on Broadway one day. So definitely watch Ride the Cyclone. It's really good.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's amazing, but my personal favorite Broadway show is Aladdin. Anyway,
Mhm.
thank you so much, Amelia, for joining me on the podcast today and sharing your inspiring journey. Your story was very eye-opening, especially for me, having grown up in the Bay Area, which is the technology hub. Your experiences have inspired me to explore more opportunities. I know that you will achieve amazing things at NYU and beyond. For our listeners, if Amelia's journey sparked a similar interest in you, don't hesitate to try out for your next school play or start taking voice classes. Remember, the journey to college is unique for everyone, and exploring different majors and career paths can open up exciting possibilities. Keep asking questions, stay curious, and don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to stay tuned for more inspiring stories from different college students and graduates. Until next time, this is Ashreya Siruvol signing off from Scholar Stories.